Ladies and gentlemen, guess what day it is? It's Friday, and we are back with the Dog Talk podcast, and we have a very MJ. Your
Sorry,
phone.
bro. I'm being
thank
you.
you. Thank you. Finally, I see what you get now. I
It's
see what
annoying,
you mean.
isn't it?
It really is.
Like,
it really is.
you're always
I'm
on your
sorry.
phone, unorganized. Like,
I
wait,
get
maybe
it.
not unorganized. I'll take that back.
Well,
Too organized.
He's mean. So today we have a very special guest, the one, the only, Dr. Abby Hamilton.
Hello, yay!
We're excited to have you. Welcome. And thank
for having
you
me.
for agreeing to be on our podcast.
Of course, man. I'm a fan of you guys.
Really? Oh, you're so sweet. Well, we are fans of you, of course.
Aw.
And we were really excited for this day to come. I know initially a couple weeks ago we had you scheduled in November.
Yes.
And then something happened with my daughter's graduation.
Family comes
thing.
first.
Exactly. And then we had to reschedule. So thank you.
You have too many kids, AJ. That's the problem.
I know. So,
Something.
It's a buy one, get one free.
Yeah.
It's a BOGO sale. So Dr. Abby Hamilton is a two-time Tedx speaker, which
That's
is something.
amazing. That's amazing.
So congratulations
Thank
on that.
you.
We're really proud of you. You are a psychologist, correct? And
Organizational psychology. Yes,
let me rephrase.
so different.
Yes, it is.
and you'll be able to explain that for us.
Yes.
Yeah.
She is the author of the book called Speak Up. Speak Up. Is that correct?
Speak up, Anak.
Anak.
And I'll tell you what that means.
Okay,
You want me to tell
Perfect.
you
Yes.
now?
So why don't you go ahead? Why don't you tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about
Yeah,
yourself?
tell us what the
Oh my
difference is
gosh.
and then tell us about the books.
So you guys know what clinical psychologists do. You know, they know all about your brains and everything that's going on in there. And we do too, industrial organizational psychologists, but it's all about in the workplace psychology. I mean, when you're managing people, you're managing the brains.
For sure.
So much to deal with.
Yes, motivation, emotional intelligence, communication, all the theories related to like the baggage everyone brings in, how to get the employees engaged so that they're working from their heart, not just clocking in and doing just the minimum, all of that.
Showing up, yeah.
And, you know, years ago, they thought that all you had to do was just pay these people and make things easy for them, like industrial revolution time, you know, and the factory and line them all up a certain way. And they thought that the psychology stuff was not part of it. Why are you
not
going to bring the
important.
touchy-feely thing in?
Yeah.
Hey, those people have brains and they function on those brains in that psychology. So I love it because, you know, my years of parenting my children, I got to manipulate their little brains.
Of
And then I
course.
taught middle school and high school for 11 years, which you guys didn't know.
Oh, no,
I
I
did
did
not
not know
know
that.
that.
That's
Think
amazing.
of that. The mind of a middle schooler,
That's-
right?
God.
I mean,
He
could
has a middle
do.
school,
It's like a
So
sponge.
he knows.
It's like a sponge, isn't it?
I
They
know.
absorb so much, right?
Yes, and you could trick them and
Oh,
you can
yeah.
motivate them. All of a sudden, they're like, "Oh, I want to clean my room," and I do.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
And I feel like some parents just don't know what to do in that situation.
No, they don't. They don't. And I think it was my years of teaching that each day it's like 50 first dates. I got to try something new, or like Groundhog Day, you know, he tries
Yeah,
something new
yeah.
and I get a different result. So each day I learned something different and I was like, whoa, that totally worked. It got the students to do something. So with my children, I applied all of it. And then that's what organizational psychology is. You know, we learn how to motivate the people that we work with. So that's how I use mine. But I also use my degree in reaching out to the masses based on my research, which is on the Filipino Americans. And so I'm Filipino.
Kamusta?
100%.
Mabuti.
Mabuti po.
Mabuti.
Yeah, you know, you're
We
Tagalog.
have a lot of
Yeah.
Filipinos that watch too.
Yeah.
So
Thank you for saying kamusta, because usually it's like, I'm Filipino. I love lumpia. You know,
Yeah.
it's like,
yeah, that's the first thing. No, I like to
Like-
learn. Tagalog is such a cool language. I wish I could learn
Yeah.
more. You'll teach me one day.
oh, we'll have to learn together.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I was just saying, I don't
Yeah.
really know it,
Yeah.
but yeah, we should learn together.
Well, you can communicate it enough. I'm assuming.
Yeah, we'll both just speak in broken Filipino
Yes, yes,
all day
yes.
long. Yeah. So it's really against our culture. A lot of our culture keeps us more quiet, more reserved. And so my research was the more Filipino you were you more or less assertive?
Yeah.
And it was clearly statistically significant less.
Hmm.
So then after that, it's so funny. I had a Zoom. I invited all 500 people who did my survey. I was like, y'all want to hear the results? I'm going to tell you the results. And this is going to blow your mind. And you guys have to let this not fall on deaf ears. Ready?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready.
And I told him, all right, the more we adhere to our Filipino culture, the less assertive we are. And I told them all the stats and all that stuff. And I was like, are there any questions? It was this big Zoom with 100+ people there. And then they go, Dr. Abby, what do we do? And I was like, shoot, don't ask me. Like, I just did my paper. I just done. I got my PhD. Yeah. So on the spot, I said, I'm so glad that you asked. All of you will be receiving an email to invite you to my 4-part seminar series on respectful assertiveness for Filipino Americans. So we will know how to assert ourselves firm, yet still respectful.
Yeah.
Hope that you'll join me. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, oh, shoot, what am I going to do? And then I did all this research and put it together. And those seminars that I did are my book.
Wow. Oh, that's amazing.
That's excellent.
I had them transcribed and then I edited it.
Nice.
And it breaks down what colonial mentality, being colonized by the Spaniards for hundreds of years. It breaks down perpetual foreigner syndrome, which is like how you walk into a room and people are like, oh, Lupia, what? Or model minority myth, like, oh, you're good at math. What's 100 times or whatever, 17 times 32.
That is so horrible.
Yeah,
that is so horrible. So you're a 2-time Tedx speaker. It's like, did they reach out to you? How does it work?
Oh, yeah. People always ask that.
I was just kind of wondering.
Cool.
Well, I'm going to say, first of all, I was on Clubhouse and I was constantly talking about, I was speaking my truth, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, and people would always say, oh, Dr. Abby, I already hear your TEDx talk, and I'd be like, speak it, girl, speak it, and people are like, yeah, we got to manifest that. And so January 17th of 2021, I wrote in a vision journal. There's actually vision journals where you kind of write what you imagine for the year. And it said, I will write my TEDx talk. And it was like, I will write it. I just thought I could write it and then it would come or something like that. Anyway, in July 6th or something like that, I should get these dates down.
Yeah.
I just got a call.
Wow. They just
from
called
the
you?
organizer of TEDx West Shore.
Wow, that's amazing.
She had met me in networking and just met me as, the director of student services of Everglades University. And then over time, she kind of got to see my personality from afar. I was starting to post on LinkedIn and Facebook very often, and Instagram very often. Just little truths, little stories, insights, right? And then she came to a networking meeting. I was on Zoom. And I had made I only had like 1 or 2 sentences to say in that, the organizing of that whole meeting. And the next morning, 6:54 in the morning, she said, would you ever be interested in speaking at a TED? That's manifesting hardcore.
Was that a bucket list?
Hardcore. Oh my gosh. Yes.
So the first one that you did was the beauty of assertiveness.
The beauty of assertiveness.
Okay, that was the first one, and the second one was the power to break barriers.
Yeah, gaining power to break barriers. And the theme of that TED, they tell you that they have a theme.
Yeah.
So then you think, how could I fit what I talk about into that theme? So theirs was power.
Power. That's
so
great.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
there's, if you haven't watched it yet, a little teaser, I do mention Olive Garden breadsticks.
Unless you're
Everybody
diabetic.
loves.
You gotta watch
To any of my
that.
patients who are diabetic, please
Do not
make
eat
sure-
that.
stick to the salads, unlimited salads.
Smoothie King.
There you go, Smoothie King. Yeah.
That is great.
Yeah.
That is great.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of my passion behind this particular topic comes from my culture, and also seeing so many people not asking for raises after they've been there 30 years, and they're so
scared that their job might be jeopardized if they ask, or no, that's absolutely.
They will totally get it
I
if
feel
they
like nobody
ask.
even thinks about these things, but they're so important.
Yeah.
Well, you take into consideration, and I feel like even our company, right? I feel like every company has issues within the offices or whatever it is, but that she's so right about that breaking that barrier of communicating with your bosses or your supervisors or asking, because a lot of people are just so scared to do anything, especially these days with inflation and the prices, and people need to keep their jobs.
It's hard to hire people too, though. That's the hard part.
But you know what I mean?
But that, because she was saying that not only the people that are in the job, when you hire people,
Well,
too,
that's huge.
or when you go to a job, so those are all part of it.
Yeah,
And
but
it's
see,
not just the big things. It's not just a raise or can I have a promotion.
Yeah.
It's every little thing. If
Everything.
someone says a little slight, like in your direction towards something, I mean, you can say, can I talk to you about something?
Yeah.
You know, this kind of bothered me, and I know that I want everything to be good between us. But, you know, earlier when you had said something like you can't stand when people,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Do
click
this.
their, you know,
Yeah.
click their tongue.
Yeah.
You know, I know it's a thing I do. I don't mean to offend in any way, but
You hurt my
I just,
feelings.
you know,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
it is, just,
Yeah.
and then they'll know you're that person who will communicate all the time,
Mm-hmm.
even in the most respectful way, but even about the littlest things.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, hold on. Something happened on the way here. Oh yeah, you texted me and
Yeah.
you said, "What time are you arriving?" Was you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I looked at the GPS.
Yes.
It said 17:59, which is 5:59.
5:59. Exactly.
So I typed in 5:59.
Yep.
And just right after I typed it, the GPS changed to 5:58 or 17:58.
Yeah.
So he goes, just tell him we're 5 minutes away. And I go, I already said 5:59.
Yeah.
And he goes, and he said something like, yeah, well, GPS says 5:58, whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not letting you get away with that.
Yeah.
It said 5:59 when I did it.
And that's what it is.
And that's what it is.
Yeah.
It may have changed, but you don't get away with that little like, yeah, whatever. That's not even right.
It's not even right.
You know,
dude.
like,
That's something I would do all day.
Yeah, you would do that. 100%.
and
I'm
you
very-
know,
yeah,
so
I
yeah.
might need to read your book.
he actually needs it. Yeah, my brother. This is the best example for you because you are the king of going crazy if something doesn't go your way. Specifically with cars, cable guy, construction worker, mailman.
Keep going.
Mailman. I could count.
Yeah, but you
so-
guys have opportunities, so many opportunities. Like just this at the very beginning of this podcast when you were like, you were on your phone, right?
Yeah,
I
he
guess
was
you're
on his
always on your
phone. I was
phone at
almost
the
on my phone.
beginning. And so it could be like, yo. And
Yeah.
it's like, why do you always do that?
Yeah.
Or you could be like, hey, it's time to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could
You
just,
know?
yeah,
That's true.
exactly.
You could-
But you yell at me all the time.
Yeah.
Unless
Because-
it's your love language and you just
It is.
always.
It's a love language, but also when you say it like 3 times, then you throw the book away and you just hit them. You know?
Yeah,
No,
exactly. I don't like violence.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
not,
yeah.
I'm
At all.
No,
not a
me
fighter.
neither.
I'm a lover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone watching right now is like, BS. In the comments, BS.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, but my favorite thing about her was she was on time. We agreed to 6:00 for dinner, and she was there 5:58.
5:58, right? The thing is,
I was hoping you would show up late so I can be assertive and tell you why
Oh,
you were
yeah.
wrong for being late.
Yeah,
I thought I was going to actually.
Chapter 8.
My schedule changed to now where I have to work till 5:30, and then I get to come in on Fridays at 9. And so, I was gonna just say, I guess I have to work till 5:30. And my boss and I had just kind of made this arrangement last minute. And she's like, you don't have to start coming in at 9 or at 8 anymore. You could just leave at 5:30. Anyway, and I was just gonna come back and tell you guys,
Yeah.
hey, I'm just gonna be a little bit late. But then today I had a talk with her, and I was like, listen, the 5:00 leaving is working out better for me, and then I'll come in at 8 on Fridays if we could just stick with that. Now, the old me would have been like, I'll just call them
Yeah.
and tell them I'll be late to the dinner, which
Yeah.
I have a lot of things that start at 6, so it could be like I'll always be late to everything.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's the harm in asking? She's like, no problem.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, that's what it is. You
I
never know.
never
what's-
would have asked before.
And I love when that's how.
And that's good, though.
That's the beauty
That's-
of being.
that's
so
the whole-
nice.
Does anybody ever use your book against you? Like if your kids, if you do something, like Mom, well, in chapter 8 you said blah blah blah.
No one's ever used it against me. Oh wait, I think somebody's actually said you should say something about that, and I said no, I don't want to. And here's where I defend it. Ready? Let's say, for example, if I want more to, let's say I don't like how Mark puts on a TV show that I don't like when I'm sitting down to watch TV. If I, on that day, just feel like oozing with so much love for my husband that it makes me happy to make him happy, I will let him keep that show on. So I have to decide, do I want to watch Shark Tank more than I really care about him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes yes.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
For Shark
My
Tank,
kids
yes.
hate me for
Yes.
watching Shark Tank.
No, we both like it. But then sometimes I'm like, like I really had a stressful day. So, I mean, I really don't want to be watching that show where everyone's arguing or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And Mark's just going to have to deal with it. Or sometimes I'm like, you know what? I love seeing how happy he is, except when the Bucks lose or something like that.
Yeah.
I love seeing how happy he is watching this awful show. And I just love that. And I can just sometimes I'll just stare at the Christmas tree, or I'll like look at my phone and just sit beside him, because that day it's more important, and it's not me being a pushover. You see, you have to analyze the whole.
But I never really even thought about what you say. I did watch a TikTok the other day, and they were talking about like stay-at-home moms, and like when the husband comes home, and the first thing that happens right when they walk through the door is they attack him like, I had the kids all day. You need to watch the kids.
Oh, yeah.
You need to do this. And then they were talking about like 2 different directions you can go with it. One, the dad comes in, he takes care of the kids, and he holds it in, and then explodes on her later.
Yes.
Or 2, you're assertive about it. You walk in and you tell your wife, hey, listen, I know you've been with the kids all day. I'm going to take care of the kids. Give me 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I need to diffuse. I just got out of work.
Yes.
My mental state needs this. And you communicate and you talk to her. And they were talking about the difference in results you get by communicating and just telling them, like, I need that 20 minutes when I come home to be able to just diffuse and relax.
Closing out the show for today, is there one message that you'd like to give to all our followers, all your followers? And if you had to summarize, a message that they should take with them every single day, what would that be?
Buy my book.
Buy her book, please.
No. Everyone. There's an Italian family who's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to buy this for my brother, my sister, and my mom. And they're not. You don't have to be Filipino, but and I don't know if I said speak up, anak. Anak means child in Filipino. So it's like speak up, my child. It's very endearing. So my thing is, here you're listening to all this stuff. You listen to all the podcasts. You listen to all the podcasts, all the TikToks or whatever, and you're like, oh, that is good. Don't let it end there. I mean, continue this. Number 1, tell other people, hey, you know what I saw on this TikTok or this podcast? It was so really, really compelling. And when you tell somebody else, it reinforces it for yourself. It gets someone else starting to think about it. But then look at how to improve. Buy the book or just watch YouTube. I mean, I actually have a speakupanak.com YouTube channel, or it takes you to the YouTube channel that will run you through the different the values that are related to this. But continue to be a student of life so you can improve again and again. Because even after you figured it out this year, 5 years from now, you'll be like in trouble. You need to keep learning. So 100%. Just keep learning, keep improving.
For the fans, how can they follow you? Your Instagram?
Oh, okay. My 2 TEDx talks, go to Dr. Abby Tedx.com. For all my like daily sparks, what I call them. They're like little stories with that pack a punch. DrAbbyTV.com takes you to the YouTube channel. SpeakUpAnak.com will take you to the Filipino values and all that happens there. And then if you just want to contact me, DrAbbyHamilton.com, you could just put in a message and we can chat.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
Well, we'll leave all her information also when we upload the video and post it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
joining
much.
us
Oh, this
today,
is so
honestly.
fun.
We appreciate
I've
it.
had
We'll have
a
you back
blast.
on again. Trust
We're
me.
definitely
We have
have
too many
so
stories.
much more to talk
talk
about.
Oh yeah, trust me. There's a lot.
We're gonna
of
be on
time.
Spotify soon. That's our next
yeah.
step. And they're gonna be longer. And then when we do that one, we'll bring you on. That way we can do like an hour.
Okay.
Enjoy it. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Appreciate it.
You're awesome.
Thank you.
And we appreciate
You
everything
guys
you've
are
done.
so awesome.